Hello again, my name's Diane and I make patchwork quilts to sell in an online Etsy shop. If you'd like to see how I made this one, please continue watching. As you can hear from the birds, very noisy this morning. I'm in the garden taking video of this quilt. It was quite quick to put together. It looks complicated, but it's really easy. So if you are someone that's in a hurry for a quilt, this might be the one for you. So let's first look at the design for this quilt. I've called it Filigree because I think filigree is a beautiful word and it does describe the intricate patterning. So let me show you in colour. So I think that will make a nice floral trellis quilt, and I have a beautiful fabric. First of all, the first motif, then there is the second one here, but then we also have this lovely third pattern running through, which is beautiful. I did toy with putting another pattern within that, but I've decided to leave that pale. I'll show you in a moment the colours. But the construction is simple. It's a 6x6 square, as I've said, and then I've just got sashing down the right, sashing down the bottom, and then a little cornerstone. So this is the paler fabric that I'm using. So there is a filigree pattern on this off-white cream background. Well, it's a white background with an off-white pattern on top. So that's the main background, and then this is the secondary background. This is used in the second motif, so that's why I chose a different one for that. So those are the paler ones, and these are also pale, Reader's Pale. These are the centre blocks of the main motif, and this is a little edging around that, but this is the one that started the whole process. It's called Cherry Blossom, and it's so beautiful. There is a gold like highlight in it. But as a gardener, I'm thinking already to the spring. We always think a season ahead, and I'm thinking of cherry blossom. So that was on my mind. I saw that and bought that. And then these two fabrics read as the darker ones. So there's a red that matches beautifully with that, and then there's a dark green with the red highlights and the cream. So those are my fabric selections. Everything is cut. I'm going to be working in half square triangles, so I'll make up the first block, test block, and I'll show you that one. So this is the first block complete. I like the style of it, however the red is just a little bit overpowering, I think, and I wanted this cherry blossom to be the star of the show. I like everything else, and so I made another block. Let me show you that one. There we go, that's the second block. And this is the one I'm going to go with. You can see I replaced the red square with a cherry blossom, and I like that because it's the cherry blossom that I want to be the star of this quilt. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to use the other one as a central boss in the centre of the quilt, so I'm not unpicking, and I'm not nothing's going to waste. Nothing's ironed yet, you can see. I iron later because this is all on the bias. I don't want to stretch anything. So, yep, looking good. And I'll show you the sashing. You can see now what I was talking about earlier about this pattern not being white, because there's a lot of white here. I could have got away probably with another pattern inside there, but it's quite busy with all these patterns, and I think it's nice to have somewhere for the eye to rest on that white. I've been super busy And as you can see, I've started joining together some of the secondary blocks. All of the half square triangles now have been constructed. And one of the ways that I produce a quilt like this quite quickly, because it's a repeat block pattern, is in the construction process. So what I'm going to focus on now is this little part. So it is that part and that part, and they squish together. So there you have the inside and the outside of the points. So that is that little block there. So I'm going to construct all of those, 4 for every block, and then move on to the next part. They came together really quickly, and the next step is to take a central one and put one of those on each end. Now that's that section complete, the central part of the main motif. Beautiful points everywhere, so that's looking lovely. Those are the ones that are left over, and they make up the sides. So the side is that with 4 squares joined together, and that goes on top to bottom. And this is that little block put together, so they're all sewn. So now I need to take one of these side ones that fit in the centre, opposite the centre block, and put one of those on the top and one of these on the bottom, and that makes up the side panel. There we go, that's all the little side pieces, all the blocks put together with 4 central and then each end. The cherry blossoms looking really nice. So now I just have to sew these side panels to the main panel, and that's the first motif complete. So I've added the bottom sashing to 6 of the blocks, including this central red one, and now there's 4 blocks that have a side and this little square on the bottom, this little cornerstone. One of those is the red one, so I shall do those 4 next and make sure I do that one first. Don't want to forget that one. Whoa, look at that, it's huge. It's getting late now, so what I'm going to do is join the 3 blocks in a row, so I'll have 3 by 3, but I won't put them together. I won't have a look at them until the morning, because I always think it's nice to start the day on something exciting. See, I'm glad I left it. What a lovely way to start the day. I've just laid out these 3 panels. I haven't sewn them together yet. Look how lovely that is, so fresh. It's interesting to see how the background in this secondary motif, it reads almost like a grey, but it isn't a soft grey, but it's pure white. So I'm thinking now I'm going to take some of this dark green and just put a little tiny border around the outside, and then probably some of the cherry blossom, another little border, just to take it up to about 60 inches square. At the moment it's 56, just a tiny little bit bigger, I think. So to cut the border, I'm using the natural design of the fabric. I'm just cutting at the tip of this little branch here, and it's 3 centimetres, so it's going to be a really narrow strip. As you can see, there's been a change of plan with the border. the cherry blossom just didn't work next to this dark, and so I've made a slight alteration, but I think that looks beautiful. So I have some lovely white cotton for the backing and cotton batting, so I'm just going to assemble that and then I'll get quilting. Quilting time! As you can see, I've backed it in this beautiful white cotton. It's glorious, really, really soft, 100% cotton. And I have a white thread in the top. I have a white thread in the bobbin to match this backing. I have the ironing board at the end of my table to help catch the weight. It is really heavy and it's very big. So my favoured cross-hatch quilting is about to start, and I'll see you on the other side. It's late in the afternoon now, and I thought, oh, I'm almost finished. So just putting the binding on the quilt, and then I just thought, it looks a bit strange, and I've missed a whole quarter of quilting. I don't know how I did that. I've never done that before. So I'm going to finish putting the binding on and then go back and do the quilting. How strange. Just completed the last task. Finished all the quilting and now I've run the last stitch around the binding just to make it nice and flat, and it gives it a little bit more strength here, a bit of wear and tear protection along the edge. And yeah, put the label on, get some photographs taken and put it in my shop. I've sewn the label on, Made with Love by me, Diane Davis. That's who I am, and it was. And then the quilting on the back, pure white. I love this crosshatch quilting. Such a classic finish to a quilt. Makes it feel really quilty. It's lovely, holds everything in place. And that's it. It's all finished. It's a good size, 59 inches square, 150 centimetres. Looks nice, really pleased with it, and it comes together, like I said, quite quickly. So if you've enjoyed watching this video, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and perhaps I'll see you again the next time I make one. Thanks for watching, take care, bye.